Okay, so saving the game. What we need is back in the pause menu. We set the save button. Whoop, too soon, premature. Unreleased. Right. We want to create a save game object. I'm going to leave the drop down menu empty for a second. And I'm going to drag this out, promote to a variable, and rename this variable save slot. Okay. So, before I leave this window, when we did the heads up display, we did a little bit of wizardry where in the graph we did get text 0. Here it is. We had to cast to the player so that we could save it as a variable where we could access the health and things. Because the pause menu is a separate object, it needs to do its own personal casting to the character to access that information. So pause menu up here under the construct event. Let's delete that one. I don't need that, and I don't need that. Right, under an event construct, I'm going to cast to third person character. If you're using a third person character, you cast to first person. If you're casting to a personal character, you just search for the character's name or the blueprint of the character's name. And the object is get player character. And we just compile to make sure that works. If you're using a different asset and you've got a yellow error, just search for get player controller or get player pawn, and one of the three should work. You're just looking for an asset which is the parent to whatever you're searching for. It's like a key that fits the keyhole. If you're using the wrong key, it ain't going to work. Cast will fail every time. Right, so as a third person character, we're going to promote it to a variable, and we'll just rename this charref, just so we're consistent across assets, and we know what we're looking for every time. Okay, that's what I need to do that a little bit. So just quickly, I've created a save game asset, but I haven't told it where to save, so I quickly need to make that asset. If I minimize this window, I'm going to create a blueprint class, and instead of using one of these 7 up top, we're going to click on all classes and search for save game and select. All right, I'm going to name that save slot BP for blueprint. Okay, and now within this, so this blueprint is going to become a container for all of the information we want contained in our save. So under variables, I'm going to create a transform saved underscore saved. I'm going to click on the little pip next to its name with the red one and change it to transform, because that's the kind of information I'm going to be saving. So a transform variable is going to save things like the character's rotation, its location, and its rotation, location, and I've forgotten the third. Oh, it's scale. Duh. All right. So we've got. Oh, there we go. So we've got the transform saved. We want one for the health saved, and I'm going to change that variable to a float because that's what we set the health up as. Create a new one, and this will be fuel saved. So we could carry on going for days, adding on variables that we want to save, things like the character's gold, what's in their backpack, what items are they wearing, etc. It's the same system. It's just a case of expanding it out, adding more slots to save that information. So with that done, we just got to kind of keep a track of these names. In the pause menu, yeah, right here. So back in the create save game object, we're going to click on a drop down. Save slot BP is the asset I made. And now from here, we're going to drag out the return value and search for it was transform saved. We want to set transform saved. So at this point, if you want to tidy up your network, if you just double click on one of the lines, it'll give you a reroute node, so you can try and tidy things up a little bit. Right. There we go. So we're going to create a save game asset whenever they press save game. It's going to save it into this variable, and for now that variable will terminate there. We've dragged out from the save game object. We've looked for transform saved. we're going to get the player character, get actor transform, there it is, and we're going to link that up to that slot. So now we're setting the save slot's variable of transform saved to be the actor's current location when we've pressed the save button. Okay, so that can go there. And if we just keep, I'm going to duplicate this 3 times. So one of them will be, oh, I'm a sausage, I don't need that one. Right, from here, I'm going to drag out again, set health, wrong one. Oh, right, we're dragging out from this create save game object, set health, there we are. So these are the times when the reroute nodes are really handy. There we go. I'll keep that one there and budge this up. There we go. And now from here again, we're going to drag it out and set fuel. Drag it up there. Yeah, doesn't matter if it's not perfectly straight, as long as we can see that we're taking the save information here and we're accessing fuel, health, and transform. So rather than dragging this across all 3 places, I'm going to just duplicate it twice. So just Control C, Control V, and from this one we'll get health. Oh, you're a rascal. Where is health? I'm silly. Right. I don't want that. I don't even want that. I want to drag out character reference get. There we go. Right. So remember, up here we casted to the first person so we could access all of its information. Right. Here we go. It may seem like it's exactly the same thing, but because of the way blueprints work, for all of the ease it gives you of setting up complex stuff, there's some nuances to how you have to access information. And I've spent a long time stuck on code, wondering why the hell it isn't working when it was just a stupid kind of way around the houses that you have to go to get things going. So what I did there, character reference. So I've accessed the reference of the character. I dragged it out, get health, and linked it up to health saved. So again, get fuel, and I'll plug that into fuel saved. Make sure these are connected. And then coming off of these, it is literally just the save game to slot. And this is where we'll name it. So the save game object is going to be the save slot here, which we promote to a variable. So I'm going to drag that all the way across and link that up. And again, it is starting to look messy. There isn't a whole lot I can do about that. I can move this stuff away so we can at least focus on this. I don't need that. Let's try and condense things a little bit. There we go. There we go. Right, okay. So save game slot, we're going to name it here. If you're playing a proper AAA game, they might have another interface which spawns to give the player the option to name the slot. But in this case, we're just going to call it save01. So it's a destructive save method where you can only have that one save method, the one save file, and it'll always save over the top of it. So it's save01, user index 0s, which is where we'll find the item. And from here, we'll drag off, just for a little bit of feedback to the user, print string game saved. Compile save. Is that it for that little bit? I believe so. Right, so move this stuff away. I'll give you a quick view of the complete network, just in case you wanted to be able to make a reference to troubleshoot where yours is going wrong. Right, so back here on the load button, and add another release event. On released, I'm going to drag it down so I can see just this. So on release, we want to check if there's a save slot that actually exists. Does save game exist? We have to enter in the name that we've just used, word for exactly as it was typed. So capitalization matters and spelling and spaces. So save 01, and I'll just quickly check. Save 01. Yep. So let's go check that. So if it's true, we're going to branch. We're going to hook up the return value to the condition. So if it is true, it will load game from a slot. And again, we've got to type in the name, save 01. And from here, I'm going to quickly type out print string. Data does not exist. And so from load game, it's from save slot 01, it will become cast a save slot. Ooh, save. What did I name it? Did I name it save game? I don't think I named it save game. I named it same. Oh, I named it same. Oh, what a sausage, honestly. I haven't referred to it anywhere here, have I? Ah, same slot. See? Typos. Save slot. There you go, and that's just updated all the way through. So I made a typo when I named it. My bad. So from load game from slot, it's cast to save slot BP. There it is. And the return value from there goes into there. And as save slot, we want to get transform saved. We want to get health saved and get fuel saved. So we've got all three. So we're going to try and get it nice and tidy again. Okay, now we're going to drag this out. Set transform. We're going to drag out the character reference. Get. And this will be set transform. Set actor transform. Okay. There we go. And that's going to go into there. Oh. Set actor transform. Yep. Transform goes into new transform. I'm going to try and move these out of the way. Yeah, I'll go one over, one under. There we go. And I'm going to duplicate character reference along for each of these. Yeah, we'll put that there. We'll just use a reroute node to tidy it up. And we'll drag this one along to there-ish. There we go. Right, so for character reference, set fuel, link these up, bam, and bam. And from here, set health, bam. We can bring that closer. There we go. And this goes into here. There we go. Okay, so compile, set health, set fuel, yeah, set pause widget. Ah, yes, of course. So when we load our game, we don't want the pause menu to stay on screen. So we're going to do set, I'm in the pause visibility. Set visibility of itself to hidden, and set game paused to false, and that should, fingers crossed, have everything work. So if I quickly run out and I press 5, I'll save the game. I've got a debug text from the top left corner saying game saved. If I resume and run away to this far corner, pause, Ah, I've hit the escape key like a sausage. Right, okay. So we'll press 5 here, we'll save it. It's a distinguishable point. And I'll jump over here. 5, load, and we'll jump back, and the game resumes. All well. Okay. So that's pausing, saving, loading. Pause menu. Is that working? Return to menu. We'll quickly add an event for that one to on released. Open level. Oh, there we go. Open level. And my one was called main menu. Compile, save. Was there anything else that needed to be added? So we've got load. It shouldn't have worked. I think that's just because we're testing it here. If it was launched as a standalone exe, it wouldn't preserve that information. So 5, return to menu, takes us back to our splash screen, which then plays into here. So start game. If we used to have we could add on a load button to that main menu as well, if we really wanted to. And I think that is it. In the next video, what we'll do is set up action hotbars and changing the screen's graphics and resolution with what's it called, command line prompts.